from Kavee and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be building a 5x2 C&C cage with a stand, and additionally later on we're going to add a lid and a loft to it as well. So the full size of this huge cage is 175 centimetres, so 1m7 and then 70 centimetres going downwards as well. So a pretty big cage, but it's suitable going to be for 3 guinea pigs. So a hefty space for 3 little guinea pigs there. It's a super good cage. The stand is going to elevate it a little bit more, so it'll be easier on yourself and less frightening for your guinea pigs as well. So what we'll do is we'll start building. For the whole entire thing, so the whole cage, you will need 39 grids. So grid-wise, we have these little square ones like this, little modular grids, and we're going to have 50 connectors all together as well. And connectors are these small circular ones here. They've got lots of different orientations where you can kind of just fit the grids into the slots. So to start with, we are going to start with the stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 H's almost. So they're going to be H's that will hold the entire cage up. I'll go through that bit first, but what you'll just need for this part of the video, so this section of it, we're going to need 18 connectors. So I've got them all in little rows of 6 there. Easy way to kind of remember, and 15 grids. So that's all you'll need for this part. So you can just separate them from the rest, and let's get building. So for the first bit, it's kind of easier to start off with having a little bit of weight kind of against it. That way you can just kind of click them into place like so. You can add a little bit of force to the connectors. They can take it, but nothing too like mental. But just so you know that they're definitely secure in their places. I spoke over that clip, you'll never hear it, but whoop, there we go. So you can kind of place them on the corners and just kind of add to it. So maybe doing my grid connector kind of thing like that. So to do the H, what we'll start off with is 2 on the side, and we're going to do 1 in the middle and then 2 back again. So nice little H for hello everyone, today we're doing a 5x2 cage. There we go. So just adding as we go and just kind of putting the connectors just on the bottom level. We're going to go through where to put the connectors from tops kind of when you go up here in just a moment. So just try and focus on putting them on the ground ones first. And still as you're going, just making sure that they're all kind of clicking and securing into place. Don't want a wobbly cage. There we go. So let's put that one in there as well. You might find it easier to kind of put the connectors on first, maybe, and then just kind of adding them. But for this kind of sake of just kind of getting used to the shape, I'm going to do it just like that. Whoopsie. There we go. Just a kind of trial and error these things, but it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. There we go. So there's our first H. It may just look a little bit up the top, a little bit like, oh, you don't know if you've got it or not, but we'll go through and we're going to put those up later on in the video. So for now, just focus on the 3 H's, putting connectors at the bottom. I'm going to carry on doing it, so I'll see you in 2 minutes or so. So now that you've kind of got all 3 H's, you can kind of spread them out now so they've got the space between, so you can actually get a good idea of how big the cage is going to be from this part. Double check that all your little feet are all kind of on there, so your little connector parts, and they're all facing upwards. That part is kind of important for this bit, and then we're going to go through how we can kind of put the connectors in, and then we're going to start connecting the flooring as well. So we'll get some more grids, and I'll tell you how to go through how to put each one on for the complete stand. So now that you've kind of got the 3 H's ready, for the next part we're now going to start building the floor of the C&C cage. So we'll need 10 more of the grids and we'll need 18 more again of the connectors. So those ones. And I'm just going to explain the kind of connector orientation first. So this part, pretty important, so put your listening hats on. Basically, We're going to start by just doing the inside corners. So that's going to be these 4 corners. So 2 there and 2 on this side, and these ones are all going to be facing down, so flat side up kind of thing. This is so that when we put the floor on, it's going to be that it can just kind of rest on top, and when we eventually get to the edges, they're going to be vertical, so you can actually slot the edges up from the cage inside it. So for now, we'll just focus on these parts. So easiest kind of way to do it, I find, is lining up 2 of them, she says. Ugh, let's get up a bit. There we go. Right, so lining up 2 of them to put in first. And then you can just kind of slot the 3rd one in as well. There we go. So now the 2 in, slot the 3rd, and there we go. Still listening out for those clicks and still kind of securely making sure they're in. So 1 here, so 1 on 1 H, and we're going to go straight onto the other. So this H, both of these ones are going to be put in flat. Push that one down, there we go. Perfect. And second one just on this corner. 1, 2, 3. Nice and secure there. Same again here. So this one has only got 1 corner here. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. So that's all the kind of ones that are going to be flat for this stage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to start moving on to the side part of it. So just making sure that they're fine. I'm going to put this one here, so facing just kind of in towards the cage, so flat on the outside. And the same kind of thing that we've done before. There we go. So just using that and putting that one in there, okay? So from this part, I'm just going to focus on doing this H now, because it's kind of going to be easier now to kind of connect, grid, grid, connect, grid, grid. So I'll try and explain that one a little bit more. Now that you've kind of got 2 connectors in, you can kind of slot the grid of the floor in there as well. So connect that one into the top corner, and then the second one there. And then you can kind of connect them in as well. So remembering that all of the outside parts from now on are going to be vertical. The easiest way I find is kind of when they're all facing in towards the cage, if that makes any sense. So flat head kind of being outside and the crisscross part looking in. So we'll do that bit now as well. There we go, so there's one of them. And there's the other. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of keep working like that throughout the entire thing. So just 1 grid at a time and then connecting, always vertical now for all the connectors. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. So now that you've kind of connected all of the connectors now, you've now got your floor, and you may have just seen very quickly that I was trying to test it out there. So we can actually just lift it a little bit and you can see that it's all nice and secure there. So this is the kind of good time to double check all your connectors on the outside are facing vertical. This is because the next stage that we're going to do is start putting the actual sides of the cage up. You don't want to have it where it's flat down, you can't actually insert it. So just double check all the outside ones are vertical and the 4 in the middle are definitely flathead. And then we're going to go on to the next stage. So now that you kind of just double check that it's all secured, we're now going to go on to the next stage, which is the edges of the C&C cage. So we're going to need 14 more of the grids and 14 more of the connectors. So this part is relatively simple. You've done the hard part now. This bit is now just slotting into the vertical parts, and you can just stand them and just going to go all the way around the cage. So just quickly, I'm going to start with the corner, and that way it's just that little bit simple, just so you're not completely out of the way of the cage. So just placing them inside and clicking them in. So I'm just going to go around and I'll see you in a bit. So now that you've put all the edges around and we're just lining up the connectors, whatever way you kind of want to do them at this point, I put them all face down, so it's just kind of going on top. So grids are all in, connected in place, and the next stage is doing the Koroks sheet. I'm going to have to move this giant cage now out of the way to do that, so I'll bring the Koroks place in and we're going to show you how to fold it and place it into the cage. So with the 5x2 cage, you're actually going to have two of the Korok sheets here. I've gone for a grey colour, but you can choose any of the colours on our website. We're going to have two of the 3x2 sizes. So what we'll do now is we'll open one of them up. What we're going to do is just fold the bits where it kind of they're like little slabby parts that you can just see. They're a little bit outlined, so you can just fold those over and really push on them because we're going to try and make them as flexible as we can. We'll do it to all of the sides. Oh, that was nice. That's when you know. That was nice. Okay, and this one too. And what we'll do is we can fold the end one as well, but we're not actually going to keep it folded up. And that will make sense in a moment. So now that we've kind of done that one, what we're going to do is, because we have to overlay these ones into the cage, so we're going to focus on just folding up two of the corners, and then when we add the other sheet, we're going to add the other two corners as well. So to make that make sense, with the folding part of these Korok sheets, you do not need any of tape, any glue, anything like that. All you need to do is just use the feature locks. So you can kind of see what tab needs to go where. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the outside in. So we're going to feed it through the little hole there and just pull on the tab to kind of complete it. And we'll do the other one the exact same as well. So from the outside, feed it through. Whoops, and then pull it through as well. So there's our first one. What we can do is just pop that one just a little bit out of the way, just so we've now got room to fold the other one too. So I've put that one onto the left, so that can be the left side of the Koroks there. There we go. And it's over here as well. And just really, like I said, trying to make them just that little bit more flexible, just so they're kind of easy to fold. There we go. So we may as well just kind of overlap them now, just to kind of leave it like that. And let's do the exact same. So from the outside in, pull the tab through all the way. There's just like a little clip when you're going to pull it through, so you know it's like it's there and it's staying, because these are very sturdy enough by themselves. There we go, and there's the other two there for you as well. So I'm now going to bring the cage back and actually put them on the inside, because you might be thinking right now these, you know, they might fall down or something like that, but no, the weight of the cage will actually keep them all together, and they're actually going to look really smart when we put them in the cage. So I'll bring it back and show you how to put them in. So bring the cage right all the way back, and what we're going to do is we're now going to put in the Korok sheets that we've just folded, and we're going to place them inside. So you may as well know from the folding, obviously, there is going to be a little bit of an overlay. So we'll place one in first. So just making sure it's in the corners. Oh, there we go. And just kind of securely putting that in like so. Oh, there we go. And we may as well get the other one too. And do exactly the same, just place it in the other side. Oopsie. There we go. And just kind of folding the sides in just that little bit more. There we go. So you can just make sure they're definitely in all the corners. There we are. There we go. kind of added like that, this is how it will look. Ta-da! So this is it when it's completely decorated, all of it's done. So our 5x2 with a stand and boxes all underneath, fleece liners. Remember we used the grey Koroc sheets for that one as well, so it kind of adds a nice little different colours in mismatch kind of things like that. So all decked out. Remember when it comes to decorations, keep them a little bit out of the way for your guinea pigs. Safety first, that's the main thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope it was a bit helpful. Let us know anything else if you need any more help with things like that, write in the comments. What do you think of our cage? Would you do something like this as well? Let us know. Remember that this size cage is good for 3 little guinea pigs, so huge amounts of room really. I think if you wanted, you could probably get in it, but don't. But you know, I'm just saying for space-wise, there's tons of it. So all products that you can see here are available in our shop via our website, so please go and have a look at that. The link will be in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We also have an Instagram, follow us over there as well, where you can see little mini videos and little inspirational things like that too. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all really soon.